Alright guys, another day. The first car for today, we're going to be working on a GL450. Alright, same as my car. And it has the same issue right now as my car. But mine didn't pop like that. Alright, so we got a airbag strut suspension. So yeah, customer said that it just blew up like crazy, made a really loud pop noise. So right now we're gonna be replacing it. So what we're gonna do is, obviously you're gonna take the tire off, you're gonna put on a jag, then you might want to put another stand on the inside, which I'm gonna be doing that in a second. And yeah, we gotta remove it. So we have stabilizer bar, bolt here, the strut itself on the bottom, big nut on this side. We gotta remove this little holder for the lines and the ABS. And yes, we have a bad boot on a axle, so it's spraying grease all over. So let me see if I can remove that, and most likely we're gonna have to remove this guy here in order to drop it down a little bit and we can get movement. And then on top of that, we got to remove the line from on top here. That's going to be a 10. I'm going to see if I could take it off without having to remove all of this stuff, and obviously the 3 bolts that hold the suspension down. So let me see if I could do that without having to remove, you know, the least things as possible. So that being said, let me get started. The first thing I'm going to do, probably just put that stand underneath the frame, let it sit so it'll be a little bit more sturdy, and get that line from top first, then work my way down so we can get the rest of the stuff. Alright, keep you posted, be right back. Alright guys, so the line's already off. On the new bag there should be a new like little C-clip. Okay, that right there, there will be a new one that you're gonna have to take this one off and put a new one on. But yeah, that's with the 10. You take it out of there, and now I'm not gonna loosen the strut yet until I release everything from the bottom, that which is hanging her own weight. So now I'm gonna take the stabilizer bar off, and then the main bolt on the bottom. Okay, let me do that real quick. Be right back. Alright guys, so the bolt size is a 21. Okay, you're gonna loosen it up. And then what you want to do is you're gonna put your jack underneath of it and raise it up a little bit so that you can get it free. So you gotta play with it so you can get it just right. But instead of you fighting the strut and whatnot, you get it right so you can push it out. That way you don't have to fight the weight of the link pushing down on the, you know, putting tension on it. Okay. Now let me go ahead and take the ABS cable off so we can have that free. Okay, we can kind of put that aside for a minute. And we got the brake line. Now we do have to transfer this bracket over to the new strut, so it has a zip tie on it. So you can see right here, we're gonna cut that off, and then later we're gonna put another zip tie on it. Okay, so let's do that so we can free that up, and then we can go ahead and take the big bolt on the bottom. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so again we're taking this off. Now we went for the bottom. It's a 24mm bolt that goes through. What you want to do again is, once you loosen up the nut on the other side, just this guy right here, the bolt's going to be obviously with tension just because the whole arm has weight on it. So what you want to do is just again put your jack on the bottom, lift it up a little bit so you can get that tension off. Then you can tap this inward so it kind of pushes out this way, and then you can get the drill and drill out the impact gun. You can drill it out and she's gonna come out. And then from there, that's free, that's out of the way. I want to see if I don't have to take this bolt. If I do, I'll get it done. If not, let me try it out. Let me get the bag released from top. We are back. Alright guys, so we got the 3 bolts on top loosened or taken out. They're 13mm bolts or nuts. So the strut is basically ready to come down. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the jack off. Okay, and then as you can see, that's the pad. So she kind of fall apart already. So you can see from the bottom she kind of unhooked. From top she's unhooked. So let me see if I can replace it. Like take it out. I'm gonna give it a try anyways. To take it out like that without having to take this arm off. But if it doesn't have the space, then we're gonna have to loosen this up so we can pry it down. And I believe we have to. It's been a minute since I did, you know, one of these, but I believe we do have to take that nut off so we can separate this so we can have more room. I don't think the strut is going to compress itself as much as I need it to be. I think that's the scenario. Alright, let me give it a try. If not, we're going to go back and we loosen up that bolt right there for the control arm. Alright, we're right back. Alright guys, so don't even bother taking it without taking that bolt out. I tried it a minute. It does not work. The bag doesn't compress enough for it. So I ended up loosening it up. As you can see, obviously put the jack stand on the bottom so everything just doesn't fall and you don't break anything. But then after you do that, you do have to take the jack stand off, the jack off, so you can pry down on the system, on the arm. And then by prying down and then pushing the bag up, okay, so the shock will compress. That's the way you can overcome the drive shaft. Okay, once you overcome the drive shaft, obviously you put it through the side, through the back side, not the front side, to the back side. That way it can be taken off. So now obviously this one is off, and as you can see, we had a little bit, just a little bit pinhole. Nothing major, nothing major. It could still be fixed. I mean, duct tape fixes everything, right? So, or Gorilla Glue. We're gonna put some Gorilla Glue on it and some duct tape around it. It should be okay. I think so. Let's give it a shot. I'm kidding, guys. Wasting time here. Anyways, this is a blown bag. First time that I see that it blows so bad, but I guess it happens. And the customer did state that he felt like something just blew up. So that being said, let's get the new one out of the box, secure, put it inside. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide it in and hopefully compress it again, obviously, and get it over, but try to secure it on top, if that makes any sense, because then we can raise this up, connect to it, and then connect the control arm, if that makes any sense. So yeah, let me get the new one out of the box, put it in, go over the axle, and try to secure it on top first. Alright, we'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, so let's see how to explain this. On top, when you put it on top, so you don't have to be carrying the weight on the bottom, I was able to put this back nut here just a little bit, just to be able to hold its own weight. Then underneath, what I end up doing is, obviously now I got everything secured, but to get there, what I end up doing is the shock, I couldn't compress it. It was just too hard by hand to compress it. So what I did is on the corner of this U-shaped arm right over here, it was obviously on the outside here. So what I did is I put my jack, raise it up so it will go higher than the axle, and then just pulled it right over. Okay, just pull it over so it would this side go over the axle, and we can have it in place. That's how I did it. So again, that would be when the arm is on this side, that will be putting the jack on this arm here on the very corner of it, so you can raise it up and then just jank it over, pull it this way so it will go over the axle and you have it in place. Then obviously I put my bolt with the jack on the bottom of this arm here. You raise up the whole arm, you line this up first, you put this nut here, you present it, that way the arm is not just wiggling everywhere, and then you can continue, keep on going up, so you can put this stud through. Okay, I still haven't secured or anything, and I still haven't tied this guy up, but that's how I did it. That's why the thing is there. And obviously we got to put the sensor and this little arm here. Let's see if I can do that real quick. There we go. We're going to be putting a new zip tie on here, so we're going to be taking that off, and then the ABS sensor goes in the same position that it was in, which whoever worked on this car before did it wrong, but that's what we're working with right now. Because the sensor should have another bracket here that holds the sensor there, but it's not. And now we're going to put the jack, after we tying this guy up and tying the one on the bottom here, we're going to put the jack on the link so we can raise it up. So you can see it's way off. We can slide it through, let it down so it has some weight on the stud, and then we can put the nut in it and it will crush and it will tie itself in. So let me do that real quick. Let me tie the bottom, tie this guy, swap the jack over here so that we can put the stud through, put the nut on it, and that's pretty much done. And then we just gotta work on top. Be right back, guys. Alright guys, so again, this is a 22, is a 21, and 24 on the bottom. So we tie down the bottom, we tie down over here, we put the bracket back in place. We just gotta put the zip tie around it, and this is back on. And up here we already tied down the 3 bolts. Now we just gotta put the new hardware on the line so that we can screw it in. And we gotta reset the computer so that she will start inflating this bag. But yeah, pretty much everything's done. I'm missing the zip tie there and connected on the top end. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is put the zip tie, put the wheel back on, and I'm gonna try to see if I can straighten this out a little bit for him. Then put the wheel back on. I don't want to drop it completely because I don't want the car to, you know, break this strut, so I'm going to lower it just enough so it thinks that it needs to inflate it, because obviously this is the sensor here that knows the height of the car, and if it's just a little bit low on the front end, then she will start raising up the front end, and obviously we're going to connect on top. So yeah, strap, let me fix this real quick and put the wheel back on so I could lower it down a little bit. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so everything is back on. We got the zip tie, everything double checked, everything is good, back on. So gotta fix this a little bit. We're gonna put the wheel back on and then go on top so we can finish up the line. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, so we replaced the nut and the little washer on it. We already started up the car. She came up, and now we have to lower her out again. And hopefully we don't have to reset the codes, but let's take it for a spin. Be right back. Alright guys, so the job is done. Everything is looking good. She picked up no problem. Alright guys, like always, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.